Some nights the sky wept stars that quickly floated and disappeared into the darkness before our wishes could meet them. Hello BookTube, I'm here today to talk about A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Beah. I took a few days off after reading this, from reading. I believe I didn't read another book for about 2 or 3 days, just because I really needed time to think about this book and what I had read. I'm just going to say right now, I didn't rate this book at all. This is not really a review, and I say that because of the subject matter. It's not really something I feel that should be judged. You can't hold it up to, say like a celebrity memoir, because they just haven't gone through the things that Ishmael Beah has gone through. It's kind of like a confession of violence, and it's this really, yeah. So a basic summary: we follow Ishmael Beah during the Sierra Leone Civil War. He starts off living in a village that, hears about the war, but it's not really affecting them until one day he leaves to go to a talent show with some of his friends and his brothers, and his town is then destroyed. It then follows him as he travels from village to village, and as a young male he faces a lot of troubles because everyone thinks that he's a soldier, or there to cause some sort of violence. What we have on both sides, the rebel army and the sanctioned government army, is that they're picking up children and making them fight. They're giving them all sorts of drugs, including cocaine and marijuana and other drugs that he doesn't know the name of, and forcing them to kill each other. And it's just astounding, some of the things that he does. And then he gets picked up by the UN and gets put into a rehab, and then when the war comes back to immediately in the town that he's in now, he decides he has to get out of Sierra Leone, and we end with him trying to make his way to New York. I really enjoyed reading this. I found the writing style to be very simple and very straightforward. There's not a lot of flourishes. It's basically, here's what happened, and yeah, it's you can kind of tell that, I've read some other reviews and people said that he seems really detached, and it's like, well, what do you really expect? I mean, he's confessing to murder, and to, there's this one scene where he's describing how he slits this man's throat, and it's a competition between the other child soldiers to see who can kill the man fastest. And the way he describes it is just it's without feeling. It's just kind of, this is what I did. And again, along the same lines, people were complaining about it being too graphic, and I mean, it's about a civil war. What did you expect? Like flowers and peace and love? No, like this is what happens in war. People kill each other, and they do it quite graphically. You know, when someone dies from being stabbed with a bayonet multiple times or from a gunshot to the head, of course it's going to be graphic. So I don't want to talk about that. More about the writing style. I just want to read you, I read a quote at the beginning, and I want to read you another quote that I really enjoyed, and it really stuck with me. So, every time people come at us with the intention of killing us, I close my eyes and wait for death. Even though I am still alive, I feel like each time I accept death, part of me dies. Very soon, I will completely die, and all that will be left is my empty body walking with you. It'll be quieter than I am. And it's just like they're an empty shell. But overall, I do say that it's not told chronologically, especially towards the end. But I really like that because when he's in the rehab, you start getting the flashbacks. I was kind of confused because the part where he's a child soldier was only, I think, like 2 chapters, and I was like, what's going on here? But you do get flashbacks with him, and I really enjoyed the way he did that because it's like you're experiencing it there with him. I'm just going to read one more quote, and it's something his father told him. If you are alive, there is hope for a better day, and something good to happen. If there is nothing good left in the destiny of a person, he or she will die. And I think that's really quite what got Ishmael Beah through his experiences, is that there's hope. His family dies. I'm sorry about the spoilers, but I mean, it's understandable. His friends die. His friends go back to war, become child soldiers again, and he has a hard time coming to terms with that until he realizes, you know, that this is kind of a comforting thought, that they're dead and they're out of his life, but they're also out of the war. Yes, so I would definitely recommend this to anyone. It is beautifully written. I don't know what else to say. I am definitely looking forward to picking up A Radiance of Tomorrow, which is his fiction book that he recently published. And yes, so A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Beah. Read it.